Hi, it's Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead, and today I'm working on filling out my children's homeschool planners for the upcoming year. We tend to run our school year beginning in July, and so I'm filling out their planners for the next couple months. I like to do 2 months at a time. The children each are provided with a little cheap planner that I buy from Walmart, and I fill out each day everything that I expect them to do in their school books, so they can work as independently as possible and then just come to me with the questions that they have and to review any work that they miss. This works really well for us, and so I thought I'd take you along and show you the process for how I fill out these planners. Come along with us and I'll show you. This is my son David's planner from last year. It was just a very cheap planner bought from Walmart, and it didn't have the dates in it, so I had to go in and write the weeks, which was quite time consuming when you're doing it for 4 school-age children. So this year I splurged a little bit and bought planners that were a little more expensive that already have the dates written in them. So that's been helpful and saved me a little bit of time. But my first step for what I do is I look at the pages that show the whole year, and I did for a full year from July all the way through June, and I marked off all of the weekend days we won't be doing school. We take off any of the children's birthdays. We take off any holidays that my husband will be home from work, and then we cross off week breaks here and there. What we like to do is do maybe 4 or 5 weeks of school, followed by a week break, and then another 4 weeks of school, followed by a week break. This works really well for us. It prevents burnout, and it just it gives us a chance to kind of reevaluate every month what is and isn't working and make adjustments to our school day. Once my entire year is planned, I go through then by the months on the month calendar and cross off the dates that we won't be doing school for the children, and then start filling in the days we are doing school with their books, and I'm going to show you how I do that. All I do is this is my daughter Elizabeth. She's going to be in 2nd grade, and this is the language arts from Master Books that she's going to start doing. And if I go to the beginning of the book, the curriculum is already outlined by days for me. So really all I have to do is start in her planner. This was her language arts day 1, language arts day 2, language arts day 3 and day 4, and then she, when she opens up her planner, can go into her book and she knows exactly, okay, I need to go to page 21, and then she can independently do whatever work is required of her and come to me with any questions. And then the next day she'll go to her, that's still day 1, the next day she'll go to day 2 and day 3 and so forth. And so my job right now is just taking each of her school books and then going through and just marking exactly what I expect her to do each day here in the planner. I have completed my big boys planners already, so they have their math and their apologetics and their history and their science that's required of them every day, and we're doing that Monday through Thursday. And then Fridays I'm leaving blank because those are group work days where we might do an art project together, or we do some read alouds together, or some other projects that are school related that everybody's going to do as a group. And then down here I like to put some goals that I have them to do for the entire week. Like I want them to play a chess game together at least once to work on some critical thinking, and they'll have a writing assignment that they have to do that week that isn't necessarily due on a specific day, but just needs to be done by the end of the week at any point. And I will end up filling both this area and this area with whatever goals we're doing that aren't part of their purchased curriculum. A couple tips in filling out your kids' planners. The first thing I would advise is only doing a couple months at a time. I find 2 months to be about perfect. If you fill out much longer than that, it doesn't leave a lot of room for flexibility. So if you're using a curriculum and you find that you're moving through it too fast or too slow, you'll have to go in and make adjustments in your planner. And if you've only filled out 2 months, it makes that process much easier. And also always use pencil when you're filling it out. In the past I've used pen because I wanted to use fun colors for the children or whatever, and it was just a huge hassle if we had to make adjustments. There were scribbles and whiteout, and and the planner became a big disorganized mess. So pencil and small increments of planning are really the key to keeping it organized. So having this planner has really made it so that I, as a mom, don't need to purchase any of the fancy, expensive mom homeschool planners, because everything that the kids need to do is already written out in here. And if I need to kind of track their progress, I can flip through and see exactly where they are and how they're keeping up with their work. And this just works really well for us. With a lot of children in multiple grade levels, all doing different work, it's a lot for mom, especially with a newborn coming. And so getting the children set up to work as independently as possible is a huge goal of mine. Of course, I want to be available for them to answer their questions and to help them with any problems that they've missed on their work, but I don't want to have to micromanage and spend time every morning telling them what I expect of them and getting out all of their work. This allows them often, as soon as they finish their morning chores, they get out their planners and they immediately start working without me having to tell them what to do, and that's a huge blessing. So this is our second year using this method. It's worked great for us, and I highly recommend you trying it if you're trying to facilitate more independent learning in your homeschool.